Good morning, everyone. Super So we are going to start our annual Katina ceremony with the Katina procession, Katina now. So please be organized and be ready to start the Katina from the main hall. Thank you. Oh. Okay, then Katina Perahara ආරම්භ කරලා තියෙන්නේ Katina Perahara බුදු මැදුරට මේ ශාලාවට අසුව අපි ඔෆිෂියලි අපි Katina උත්සවය Katina පින්කම ආරම්භ කරනවා. ඒ අතරතුර අනිකුත් සෑම සිළු දෙනාම මේ ප්‍රධාන ශාලාවට බුදු මැදුරට පැමිණෙන්නේ. So now the Katina procession has already started. So those who are not participating in the Katina procession, please come to the shrine room, main hall. So, අපි මහා සංඝරත්නයේ අපි මෙතනට Please everybody come to the shrine room now. And Katina, position is coming to the stage. So we have enough room in the front. We have a lot of questions, empty questions. So please come forward and make yourself comfortable. We're going to start the ceremony now. Please. Good morning, everyone, again. With the permission of available artists who are present here, we are going to start our annual Katina ceremony. We started this process last night. There was a wonderful Mahavir chanting ceremony. As this year, we are having three main events to celebrate and conduct. Most importantly, last night, we had a wonderful Spirit chanting ceremony to invoke blessings for our most venerable Modithanayaka Hamguru for his 70th birthday. It was exactly yesterday, the 15th of October. So, with the participation of many monks and many of our devotees, our friends, we all gathered here to perform this very special blessing chanting ceremony to wish most venerable Modithanayaka a happy birthday, invoking blessings for his physical, mental well-being, and for his all good spiritual wishes coming true. And we, at the same time, bless our congregational or members and all our Dhamma friends who are connected to our temple and supporting the monks, our temple Vihara for 25 years. So that was a wonderful ceremony. So today we are having two events. So this is our annual Katina ceremony. This year, the Katina ceremony is sponsored by 4 families. Chandrapal and Katina family, and Amita and Hapu Dinesh family, and Dayavan Savitru family. So they, on behalf of the GMP congregation, they came forward and they got together to make a special invitation for the resident farmers to serve the Vasa retreat at Vihara just before the full moon day of July, as the full moon day. So from that day onward, the monks observed the Vasa retreat, and our devotees also got together with the monks in performing very religious and spiritual activities here. Every Sunday we gather here to perform special Buddha Puja, Dhamma sermons, and meditation sessions, and many of our devotees sponsor these special events. In addition to that, we had our weekly meditation programs and Dhamma discussions, and we performed community food drive during the Vastana season, and we conducted meditation retreats as well. So after all these events, the special occasions, culminating the Vastana retreat, our key sponsors of the Katina ceremony and all our devotees of our congregation came together to have this Katina ceremony. That is all about offering a special role, as you all know by now. For 25 years, I think you have been doing this every year. Performing a Katina ceremony is one of the major spiritual religious events of a temple. So you all are aware of that, and especially you know how to make much better and get how to get the best use of this kind of event. So therefore, we have to participate in this special event mindfully and with a better understanding. So now it's my responsibility to welcome all wonderful Bhantes who are present here today. Isn't that a beautiful scene? In the morning, to see in this beautiful day, to see this many monks. So they all came from different temples, from Canada, from different states in the United States. So now I would like to welcome the most venerable, our most importantly, our president monks, our Multanayaka Thera, who celebrated his 70th birthday yesterday. And also, this year we invited Bhante Bahudama Shantanamala Thera to come and observe the Vasana retreat with us here. So he kindly accepted that invitation from Bhante Mudita, and that was a great experience with him to share the Dhamma with him for these 3 months. And now we have a new resident monk in our Vihara. He is Galabada Dhamma Vihara Bhante. And now I would like to welcome with great respect Katubastra Paratharanayaka Thera. In Sinhala, if I say he's the Adhikarana Sanghanayaka for USA. I heard how you say that in how do you say that? Judicial High Priest for North America. Exactly. So you know the offenders even in the community of Sangha, Mahasangha too, right? So he is a very special Bhante. As you can see, he's a very radiant Bhante. Everybody in North America, as I know, right, he's very popular, he's very famous. You know, wherever he goes, he makes lots of friends. He has such a charisma around him. You know, everybody loves him. And he's in fact a student of our Bhante Ji, Bhante Kenepula Gunaratharanayaka, as you all know, from West Virginia. So it's our great honor to have you Bhante here for this special event. I think this is the first time we are having this wonderful cutting ceremony in the Fonseca Center, donated by our Fonseca family to our Vihara community. So Bhante, thank you very much for coming and attending and verifying our important ceremony today. And also our Bhante Dhammanand, Bangladesh Bhante is here to arrive. And also we have the presence of many monks from Blue Lotus Buddhist Temple from Chicago, led by Bhante Sujata. And also we have Bhante Amita, Bhante Bhattiyas, Bhante Asaji, Takumi Somananda, Ingrid Rapula. So they came a couple of days before the ceremony and helped with everything, setting things up, cleaning and everything. So it's a great pleasure to get together with my own brother monks after some time. Yeah, as they say, and as Bhante Premarata always say, they have come from Mahagida. This is their home, a great place Buddhist Vihara. And also we have Bhante Kimbiale Passapa Thero and Bhante Saranapal from Western Buddhist Vihara in Toronto. And also together with Veyangoda Dhammisara Hamguru. He's been here before, you know him. And also we have Bhante from Pittsburgh Buddhist Center. Our Bhante Surakulame Premarata, you know him very well. He's our speaker. You love his Dhamma talks as always. And also he came with Karalyati Kamalasiri, Bhante Balangoda Vittananda, Bhante Valpola Paduma, and we have Bhante from a new temple in Cleveland, Bhante Makkari Buddhadatta. Is the new resident monk there in the newly established temple. And also we have three Bhantes from Hilda Javatanarama in Ottawa. Bhante Nugigalaya Dinananda, Bhante Mahaduma Sunita, and Bhante Kirinde Vidita. And also we have Bhante Athariyali Vidita from Divya Buddhist Vihara. He's the one who led the beautiful chanting last night. I think we all enjoyed it. He has such a soothing, calming voice to relax all of us. So we have the presence of all these venerable Bhantes to make our event today very significant. And also our third event that we are celebrating today is the 25th anniversary of the Great Lakes Buddhist Vihara. So we have come a long way. With the guidance, with the pioneership of our most venerable Buddhist guide, we have come a long way for 25 years, and we have been cultivating our spirituality. We got opportunity to practice and cultivate all good qualities, friendship, sharing, and all these spiritual qualities. So for that, we all have to be thankful to our spiritual home, the Great Lakes Buddhist Vihara. So we can see day by day, our community, members, our children, they get the best use of this temple. So we will be talking about these things in our special celebration right after the Packet ceremony to celebrate the 25th anniversary of the Vihara. So with that introduction, we will start our program with observance of 5 precepts. So I kindly invite Bhante Kasaka right after to administer 5 precepts.
Ini kau pasti sama dalam itu sudah sekali. Saranam gacchami Dhammam saranam gacchami Sangham saranam gacchami Dutiyam te buddham saranam gacchami Dutiyampi dhammam saranam gacchami. Dutiyampi sangham saranam gacchami. Tatiyampi buddham saranam gacchami. Tatiyampi dhammam saranam gacchami. Tatiyampi sangham saranam gacchami. Anādipātā virmati sikkāpala samādhiyāmi. Adinādānā virmati sikkāpala samādhiyāmi. Kāmesu miccācārā virmati sikkāpala samādhiyāmi. Musāvādā virmati sikkāpala samādhiyāmi. Suramir manjipamādhatthāna virmati sikkāpala samādhiyāmi. Then maybe the Dumita Shraddha Indriya ते पूजा स्तुतियां विभागे तुम लोका भाग्यवान से ही आनंदो बुधुरो देशा पूजा करनु पूजा वेगा किन्या दासिंग अभी कौन तेरे गाथा केला वादना करना बुध पूजा नमो तस्से भगवतो वरहतो सम्मा सम्बुद्धास्से Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Iti piso bhagavata samma sambuddho vijjāyam sampanno sugato loketu. Anuttaro Purusharamisarati Sattva Anusanam Buddho Bhagavati Sattvato Bhagavata Namo Sankirti Akaliko Pasiko Kanai Pachatan Yeditapu Supatipanno Bhagavato Sarate Sangho Ujupatipanno Bhagavato Sarate Sangho Nyayapatipanno Bhagavato Sarate Samichipatipanno Bhagavato Sarate Sangho Yadidam chattare purusayugani atta purusayugani Esa bhagavato sāvate sangho Āmuneyo pāmuneyo Takineyo anjali karani Antaram punya ketam dogasati Vandami cetiyam sabbam sabbakani sukhatim Saririka dhatmāvoti Uttaruvam sakaram Ganasara paritena Ipena kamadam sena Tilokadevam Pujayami Tamonudhan Vannagandha Gunopetam Ekam Kusuna Santapim Pujayami Munem Srivada Sanodhe Pujayami Buddha Kusumena Pujayami Terotam Upam Vilayate Akaitam Kayo Tatayati Vinasa Adivase Tunomante Padiyam Pranamitam Anukampam Upadaya Patigannatum Adivase Tunomante Bodhidam Pranamitam Anukampam Upadaya Patigannatum Adivase Tunomante Padmam Pranamitam Anukampam Upadaya Patigannatum Imina Punya Kamena Mame Balasamam Satam Samadamo Yavanibbana Bhaktiya Sadhu
So now it is the time to offer the vastavas together. So please get ready. And some of you also have something special to offer along with that. So you can come forward and offer the vastavas together. The idea is that in addition to before the offering of Katina robe, in appreciation of the resident monks who observe the Vassana retreat that we have, our key sponsors have prepared special miracles to offer to the resident monks who observe the Vassana retreat. Taranga, is Taranga here? Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much. So that was the offering of special peripheral for the monks who observed the Vasana retreat in appreciation of their great service as usual. And now we have come to the most important part of the event today, that is to offer the Katina robe. So that will be conducted and led by our most venerable Just before that, I have a couple of announcements to make. So those who have sponsored Atapirikara and robes to offer today to the venerable monks who are present here, that will be done right after the Dana and your lunch. So therefore, those who reserve these special Pirikara, make sure you get them, keep them with you after you enjoy your lunch. That's the time you will be offering these Pirikara. So meet Samir in downstairs at the Pirikara table to get you Pirikaras. So now I, with great respect, invite most venerable Bharatana Nayaka to lead our community in offering the Katina robe and the Katina dana.
Devan Sarnai, Devanam, සකස් කරගත කප්පුක ඇතුළු සියලුම පිරිකර ආදී මහා සංඝරත්නයට සාංගික වශයෙන් පූජා කරන සූදානම් කරගෙන තියෙන්නේ. මේ පින්වතුන්ගේ මේ පරිවර්තන සීල ඥාතිල පින් අවබෝධ කිරීම සඳහා ඒ වගේම මේ පින්වතුන්ගේ සංසාර විමුක්තිය සඳහා දෙවියන්සත ලෝකයට පින් අවබෝධ කිරීම සඳහා සංසාර විමුක්තිය ප්‍රාර්ථනා කරගන්නේ කර්ම ජීව පූජාව ජීවයේ आदि महासंघरत्नेට श्रद्धाවෙන් ගෞරවයෙන් පූජා කරන අවස්ථාව එවනම් මේ කියන වාක්‍ය ඉතින් ලියලා හැමෝම පුළුවන් කට්ටිය අල්ලගන්න බලන්න හැමෝම සම්බන්ධ වෙන්න බලන්න පියනක් වයි කරගන්න Yati, hari කොහොමද තියාගෙන තුන් පාරක් නමස්කාරය කියන්න Imam Katina Chivaram Bhikkhu Sanghasa Deva Imam Katina Chivaram Bhikkhu Sanghasa Deva Imam Katina Chivaram Bhikkhu Sanghasa Deva හොඳයි කොහොමද කකුල්ලා ගෙනල්ලා නායකයන් පූජා කරන්න කියලා දැන් නියමනම සකස් කරගත්ත කට මහා ජීවරේ මේ බාරගත් උදවිය සීලෝ දායකාරකාදෙන් පින් අනුමෝදන් සඳහා මහා සංඝරත්නයට පූජා කළා. දැන් සකස් කරගත්ත දානයේ ගෞරවයෙන් ශ්‍රද්ධාවෙන් ආදි මහා සංඝරත්නයට සාංගිකව පූජා කරන්න සූදානම් වෙන්නේ. මේ වාක්‍ය කියලා සකස් කරගත්ත දානයේ ආදි මහා සංඝරත්නයට පූජා කරනවා. සපරික්ඛාරං Imam Bhikkang
Buddha pamukasa Bhikkhu sanghassa dema Saparikkarang imam bhikkhang Buddha pamukasa Sakalassa Bhikkhu sanghassa dema Saparikkarang imam bhikkhang Buddha pamukasa Bhikkhu sanghassa dema Citang patitam tuyang Kipame Samijjatu sabde Purentu citta sankappa Cando pannarasiya Ayurarogya sampatti Sagga sampatti Ato nibbana sampatti Vinate samijjatu Tulwa singge amsa puja pratipatti puja mandi yogi bhagavati lo guru putrajanan mahansi desa Pratama කොට අග්‍රවසින් සුවසුද්දේශ බුද්ධ පූජා පවත්වාන තුරුය අනුදනවදාල කටින චීවර වස්ත්‍රයක් සංඝසතු කොට පූජා කිරීමෙන් ලබාගත්තා වූ සකල විපුල කුසල පුණ්‍ය සම්භාර ධර්මයෝ පලමු කොට ඉන්ද්‍රෝපේන්ද්‍ර චන්ද්‍රසේකර ප්‍රජාපති ආදී සමස්ත විද දිව්‍ය රාජ සමූහයා විසින් පින්පණුරක් වශයෙන් අනුමෝදන් ලබත්වා ප්‍රථම පුඤ්ඤානුමෝදනාවෙන් අධිගතර චිත්ත සන්තෝෂ භාවයටපත් හිම දෙවියන්ගේ දේව තේජානුභාව බලයෙන් හා ශ්‍රීමත් බුද්ධාදී රත්නත්‍රයානුභාව බලයට කරණ කොටගෙන මෙබඳු නිසල බල කුසලකාමී සකල ශ්‍රද්ධාවන්ත සත්පුරුෂාදීන්ට ඉහාත්ම වශයෙන් සිද්ධ වන්නා වූ සකලාන්තරාය සරෝපද්‍රවයන් ඉරදුටු ගණදුරක්ෂයෙන් වියත විද්වංසනය කෙරෙත්වා ආයුරාරෝග්‍යාදී සකල ඓශ්වර්යාභිවෘද්ධි වර්ධනයද සිද්ධ කෙරේවා තවද නමින් කාලක්‍රියා කළා වූ මාතෘ පිතෘ පුත්‍ර කලත්‍රු දීතු භාතෘ භගින්‍යාදී සියලු ඥාති වර්ගයාදනි පින් අනුමෝදන්ව උමුදු සුඛී සුවපත් භාවයට පත්වෙත්වා ඒමේ සෑම සියලු දෙනාටද මේ පින් එකසේ අත්පත් වීමෙන් සසර වසනාතුරු නරකාදී සතර අපායෝත්පත්ති දුක්ඛයකට කිසියම්ම කාලයකදී වර්ණ ප්‍රමිණ සෝවාන් සකෝදාගාමි අනාගාමි අරහත් යන සතර මග සතර ඵලයන්ට ප්‍රමිණ උතුම් වූ අමා මහ නිවන් සම්පත් සාධනයේ පිණිසද සෑම සියලු දෙනාටම මේම කඨිනානිසංස පුණ්‍ය ධර්මයන්ද මෙම දානානිසංසයන්ද සේතු වේවා වාසනාව වේවා සිතා චිත්ත ප්‍රීතියෙන් යුක්ත සාදර සිතින් සාදුනාදයෙන් පින් අනුමෝදන් විය යුතුය.
So now you have offered the Katina robe, the special robe to the community of Mahasangha, along with the specially prepared meal as the Katina Dana, along with the Kapruka, the wish tree. So we could see that Katina Kapruka is illuminating the right side. So Sharon Pinona, as we started the Vasana season, prepared this wish tree, and from that day, many of our devotees brought everything we need to the temple to upload to the Mahasangha for the temple for everybody's use. So thank you very much in participating in that, and for you to be aware, there are 2 bathrooms in the downstairs as you go downstairs on your left, and also we have 2 extra portable places to use right next to the tent outside. And also there's a water fountain in the basement at the coffee table. You can use them anytime. So now it is a very special time to invite our most venerable Surat Purmi Pemaratana, Dr. Surat Purmi Pemaratana Nayaka, the abbot of Pittsburgh Buddhist Vihara, to deliver the special Dharma talk today. So he has been coming to our Katina ceremonies every year, and it is our great pleasure to listen to him. His wisdom, he has a lot to share. So we have been having many Dharma events during the Vasana season, meditation classes, Dharma discussions based on different discourses of the Tipitaka, especially most venerable Muttanayaka Thera, Vinayaka Hamdru, and the Sankhya Vinayaka Hamdru. They have a special series of Dharma discussions based on the Buddha Nikaya during the Vasana season. So many people that use of these special opportunities, and we continue our weekly meditation classes and Dharma discussions here. So still we are conducting them via Zoom as well. So I invite you all to get the best use of all these precious opportunities to come to the Vihara now and participate in our Dharma events. And also we start our Dharma school also in person. So this month, because of the Katina ceremonies in our neighboring temple, we will not be able to have Dharma school for this month. But from November, we are conducting our Dhamma school for children every other Sunday. So now, let's invite our Devarata Naik Hamdro to make us enlightened.
Most Venerable Brahmanigama Mudita Naika Mahatma, and Most Venerable Kakugasta Duparatana Dadikara Naika Mahatero, and Most Venerable Pomnugama Shantiribala Naika Mahatero, and other members of the Mahasangha. Today is a very special day, special in many perspectives, and it is the 25th Katina ceremony for Great Lakes Buddhist Vihara, together with the 25th anniversary, and also the 70th birthday of our mentor, our Mudita Naika Mahatero. And also, it's also important monastic gathering here. And it's such a blessing to have so many monks gathered here. And it's a great pleasure to see our most venerable Bhante Sujata from Blue Lotus Temple, and also Bhante Saranapala from Mississauga Temple, and many other monks. And it will take a long time. Yeah, and also Venerable Kassapa from Mississauga Temple. And I mean, if I see both sides, there are so many faces. It's very difficult to get all these monks to see in one place, because all these monks are doing such a great Dhamma service in many places. It's very rare that you get all these monks into one place, but there's a magnet here that have attracted all these monks to this place. You know that there is Bhante Mudita Naika Mahatero. And when we think about the 25th anniversary of this Katina ceremony, I remember a very important discourse of the Buddha, and it's called Pabbata Raja Sutta. that is the sutra on the king of mountains. So in this sutra where we find this sutra is found in the Anguttara Nikaya, the numerical discourses. In that sermon, in that discourse, the Buddha was looking at the Himalayan mountain range, and Buddha was giving a teaching about mountain. And Buddha said that a great mountain is supporting trees to grow well. A great mountain is supporting trees to grow well. As a mountain as a foundation, as having good soil, and also having enough water resources. So a great mountain can support trees in 3 ways. One is to help this tree to grow in leaves. So if the mountain is good, resourceful, the trees that are growing around that mountain will be full of leaves and will be very lush looking. And that's one way. The second way that a mountain can help is to help these trees to grow the bark, the protection, the strong bark around it. The last way, the third way that this mountain is helping trees is to grow softwood and hardwood. The strong, the real essence inside. Then after giving this sermon about the mountain, the Buddha said that if a family or a community has a head who is strong in his saddha and who is strong in his wisdom, and that head of the family, that head of the community can help the followers, the family members, to grow in 3 ways too. That family, that head of the family, head of the community will help all the other members of the community to grow in saddha, in confidence in the practice, and then sila, moral conduct, and then panya, wisdom. The reason that I remember, this important sutra is that we all have a great head. Just like a mountain is helping trees to grow, all the community, the monastic community, and also the lay community who are connected to Great Lakes Buddhist Vihara has a head of the family who is strong enough just like the mountain. So our most venerable Bhante Mutadanaik is like this great mountain that helps so many trees to grow all around. Grow in their leaves, that means in their faith, and grow in their bark, and grow in their hardwood, faith, moral conduct, and the wisdom. And we can see so many trees are already growing throughout North America with the help of this great mountain. And if you only think about the monastics and all the monastic monks who have come here, are the different trees that is being grown in all over the place. And some places you can see these trees are beautifying those places all around the country. And today many of those trees have come together. You can see the colors of the trees. Of course, these days all the trees also have the same color of these months. You can see that. And so we can think about so we are so fortunate to have such a great head, a great leader that can inspire us, that can encourage us, and also that who also can admonish us when we are off track. And so Bhante Mudita has such a great compassion. At the same time, he has such a strong will to even to help us to not only telling us kindly, but sometimes he can admonish us directly, and that is also coming out from his great compassion. So Great Lakes Buddhist Vihara, with the process of Bhante Mudita is our great mountain, the mountain of all these monks, and also you as lay community, yours. So that is why we all these monks like to come to Great Lakes Buddhist Vihara. Whenever we are coming to this temple all the time, we feel that we are returning, or we are coming, we are going, and we are visiting our ancestral home, what we call Mahageta. And that feeling is with us. We are so glad that we have this large facility that we all can gather and share our practice and share our conduct among each other. So the Great Lakes Buddhist Vihara event is also a good opportunity for all our monks to get together and personally meet them and personally share our practice and personally share our Dhamma understanding. So it's a great opportunity for all of us to be here. So as a lay community, you also have to think like you are also the plants and the trees that are growing around that mountain. And we have to reflect, am I a very lushful, nice-looking tree, or am I a small tree, or am I a tree without much growth? Because we all need that kind of growth. Just like a tree can grow in its leaves, a strong bark, and very solid bark, and also solid hardwood, we also can grow day by day. So we all have a spiritual maturity that we all need to achieve, the spiritual maturity. So year by year, we have to reflect our own spiritual maturity. Just like, because we are so fortunate to have this Great Lakes Buddhist Vihara and our Bhante Mudita and other venerable monks to support us. And we really need to make use of these resources and spiritually grow. The one way that we can observe our own spiritual growth is to check our ability, to watch our own thoughts, to check our ability to transcend or maybe go beyond our own perspective, our own thoughts, and take into account others' perspective. Because our spiritual growth is actually aiming to help us to go beyond our self-centered nature. As samsaric beings, we are all having this self-centered nature. That is how we are being born, and that's why we are in the samsara. But the spiritual growth is going beyond that self-centeredness, going beyond that egocentric view of the world. So in fact, actually, when you think about your childhood, we have started our life without having a strong sense of I. You are being with babies. When the baby was born, baby does not have a strong sense of I. In a way, actually, baby is in a confused state too in that moment. He's trying to experience the world. So only after 2 years old, the baby will develop a strong sense of I, thinking that I exist separate from the rest of the world. Because in the beginning, baby see the mother, the whole world as all one field of experience. But of course, gradually he will understand his body, his hands, his legs are different from the mom and different from others. But when we reach at the age of 3, there's an interesting change happen. We begin to see, we start to believe that how we see the world is the way that everyone else sees the world. Yeah. Anyone here who was 3 years old? Not who is 3 years old, but who was 3 years old. Yes. We were all 3 years old once, right? Yeah. So when we are 3 years old, we think that other people see the world just like we see the world. There was an interesting experiment done by a Swiss psychologist called Jean Piaget. And this experiment is that he created 3 models of mountains and asked a 3-year-old baby to sit at the one end of the table, and he will place the 3 model mountains in the middle of the table. And these mountains are 3 different mountains, they are put together. So when you look at this mountain from different angles, it has completely different view. So there's also a person sitting on the opposite side of this child. So, and then he had the photos were taken of these mountain models from all different angles. And when he showed to this 3 years old and asked, what would be the view of the person sitting right opposite to you? The 3 years old will always select the view that corresponds his or her own view. So the 3 years old thinks that the angle that he or she is seeing that mountains is the way that even the person sitting right opposite to him or her would also see. Because 3 years old haven't matured enough to understand the person sitting right opposite to him, her or her, will see a mirror image, or maybe a different perspective of that three models. So if there's a 3 years old baby here, child here, if he's looking at this stage right here, and he thinks that even monks sitting here would also see the same image, same view that 3 years old is seeing. That is how we were at the 3 years old. And not only that, a 3 years old also thinks that the way that other people think, the attitudes, the views and other attitudes and opinions that he is having is also the same attitude and same opinion, same thoughts that other people are having. So basically, a 3 years old will think that the way he sees the world, the way he thinks, whatever thoughts he has is how others also think. So he projects his self-egocentric view to the rest of the world, thinking that everyone else see and think just like him or her. But of course, we cannot survive in the world like this, because if we don't understand that other people have a different view, other people have different thoughts, other people have different viewpoints, it's difficult for us to interact with anyone else or get along with others. So gradually, a 3 years old will understand when he passed the 3 years and become 5 and 6 and of course, late and then teenage. And until about 20 years old, they are slowly growing and they are understanding gradually that the other people have different viewpoints, other people have different perspectives to see, and other people don't see exactly the way I see the world. But actually, psychologists think that it's not really kind of gradual understanding, it's more like a suppression of that egocentric view. Because sometimes, even at the adult age, that 3 years old mentality, the egocentric mentality, sometimes just come out from us. We expect others to see the things exactly as we see the things. We imagine that other people also having opinions and interests just like I am having. So some from once in a while in your life, maybe in your family life, you meet moments, a 3 years old baby coming imposing us that you see the world just like I see. You have to have the viewpoint that I am having. So it's more like inhibited or maybe suppressed. But of course, we will also have some growth. But what we can see as a spiritual maturation is actually observing this natural self-centered or egocentric view and honestly and try to overcome that with deep understanding of the Dhamma. That is what these kind of spiritual centers, this kind of temples are helping us to actually grow beyond our natural limitations. Because it's really important for us to understand how the other people think, how other people see is very different from what I see or how I think. This is a simple fact, but most of the time we forget. When we having an issue with in your workplace, in your family, and among your friends, and sometimes we think that other people are crazy. Because when other people have completely different opinion, and when they talk about things that doesn't make sense to us, we think that they are crazy. Actually, it's not that they are crazy. Actually, we haven't matured enough. We haven't grown enough to understand that they are looking at the world from different angles. So taking into account the other's perspective and have the deeper sense of acceptance and willingness to accept that other people look at the world differently, other people have different opinions, other people have different thoughts is very important. Very, very important when we are dealing with others. Especially even when we are dealing with our children, we need to understand that they are on the other side of the table. And whenever you encounter a moment that other people are talking about things that doesn't make sense to you, or other people are behaving in the way that you don't approve, or other people are talking about things that you cannot agree with. It's so obvious that it's wrong, but still they talk about it. I'm not talking about politics. Yeah, and so obvious, but they still talk about it on another way. But we need to remember they are on the other side of the table. It means that they are seeing it from a completely different angles. So our maturity is actually to be, even though we don't agree, even though we cannot really, we may not be in agreement with them, but at least remember that they are looking at the world from a different perspective. And we need to have some patience and have some maturity, some understanding. At least try to think like them. Don't project like a 3 years old, like they should see the world just like I see the world. And at least open our heart and have some acceptance and patience and some like expansive perspective. At least understand that they are looking at this different. They have a different image. They have a different angle to look at the world. That can help us a lot. So you will have so many opportunities, so many moments in your life that you will not agree with others, and you will find some people are doing things that look very crazy. But take a moment, make use of those moments to make a spiritual maturation, genuine maturation, and that is helping us not only to understand others, but most importantly, that help us to understand, help us to transform or transcend our own egocentric being. And that's the goal of our spiritual practice. And the spiritual path recommended by the Buddha, starting with Sila, starting with Samadhi, and ending with Prajna, all these steps are actually helping us to gradually move beyond our self-centered nature, gradually loosen it and open it, and enabling us to take into account the other people's viewpoints and opinions and perspective, have compassion and have empathy to their view, gradually be able to transcend our self-centeredness. So I hope that because we have a great mountain with us, we can continue to grow just like the trees. We can continue to grow with our spiritual practice, with our wisdom, with our moral conduct. And so we have, and we are so glad that I told our devotees in our temple that we are going to attend Great Lakes Buddhist Vihara, and we are also going to celebrate Bhante Mudita's 70th birthday. But nobody believed. Nobody believed that Bhante Mudita is celebrating his 70th birthday. Because for them, he is younger than that. And definitely for all of us also, he is strong and younger. We all want to wish him a healthy, very healthy and strong, healthy birthday, and also long life to continue to be the mountain that we all need to grow. Because most of us are not still fully grown trees. We are still growing and still growing. So we need that mountain to support us to grow. We need to grow more leaves. We need to grow more bark. We need to have, importantly, we also need to grow more hardwood inside. That is prajna. And so we need that support of the mountain. So we all want to wish him very happy birthday. So who celebrated birthdays recently? Anyone is having birthday you celebrated?
September 28th.
How many candles did you put on the cake? 11, right? So if we prepare a cake for Bhante Mudita, how many candles do you think that we need to prepare? Huh? Yes?
Oh, you can put 2 candles, one at the 7th and one at the
suggestion. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, other suggestion. Yes. Oh, instead of putting the 70 candles, it will mess up the cake, right? Oh, 7 and 0. Yes. Do you have a suggestion?
Let's make the cake bigger. Then we can fit all seven.
Yeah, that's not the paper. Yeah. So you can make it bigger, right? Yeah. Let's say we will do something in the afternoon, okay? After this project. So, but meanwhile, let us all wish him to have a long life. So he's 7 years old. How long you would like him to live? Yes?
100 years.
Oh. Yes. You have suggestion?
No.
Did you understand that Google Class?
Google.
Yeah, Google is a number actually. Do you know the number of zeros? 1 and?
Google is 100 zeros.
Yes, 1 and 100 zeros. Yeah, that's Google. Yeah, thank you. Yes. Infinite. Okay, so let's put all our palms together. Make that wish. Make that wish. Okay, we put all our palms together. We wish that May Bhante Mudita receive all of our good wishes. The genuine good love, loving care that we all have in our hearts. We receive all these blessings that we are, all these the loving thoughts that we are having towards Him. And also by the power of the great compassion of the Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha, by the power of all the compassion, kindness that He has done to the world, and by the power of all the good thoughts that we are directing towards Him, may He have a great, long, and healthy, let's say, sadhu creators. So today, the Chandrapala and Chandrathila Kalina family, and Amita and Hapavita Disana family, and Vinesh Jiva Vidanaja family, and Preni Dayavansa Vikramasinghe family are so fortunate to be the key sponsors of the Katina ceremony of the 25th anniversary and also 70th birthday of Bhante Mudita. And you are so fortunate, and you just offer this Katina robe, one of the great meritorious piece that we can do, and this will be a good, good leaves in your tree, the collection, and it will be a good flower in your tree that will remain in your mind, and that will be a good memory that you can remember all the time. And we are so grateful that for preparing this Katina ceremony and being sponsoring this Katina robe and this Katina ceremony as once. We also wish all these four families to bless with good health and more opportunities to practice the Dhamma, and more opportunity to receive the support of this great mountain. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Bhante, for a wonderful, very meaningful and practical Dhamma talk. In the beginning, it was taking some time to process the message, but you made it so clear. I think the message is so powerful and it will go with everybody, all over the place, I think, It's so broad message. Thank you very much for enlightening Dhamma talk. Thank you very much. So, I'm very happy to see a lot of familiar faces after a long time. We have friends from all other communities, actually. In addition to our Sri Lankan friends, our American friends, Indian friends, Bangladeshi friends, I heard Dr. Sami Parwa and family came all the way from Columbus to attend this beautiful Katina ceremony, and many friends from Lansing, Pittsburgh, Kalamazoo, Columbus, even from Canada, Toronto, Ottawa. So we are very happy to have you all. From State College, Pennsylvania, and also from St. Louis. So we are very happy to have you all on this very special occasion to celebrate our 25th anniversary of the Vihara and to perform this Katina ceremony and to bless Bhante Mudita on his 70th birthday. Actually, I'm very happy to see that many monks who are present here actually are the products of Bhante Mudita Nagapur. As a huge tree, he has planted these different seeds in different places, different states, different countries to continue the service to the world, to give the message of the peace and enlightenment of the Lord Buddha. Actually, as we blessed Bhante Mudita last night for his birthday, there was one so special was missing in there. That was Bhante Sarnapal.